Alyssa.
And I'm David. And it's another episode of No Extinction Island
You
Twist
guys!
on Survivor.
Survivor! We just said if there was no return this week, how annoyed we're gonna be. And I can't, like, literally we got to the last of the episode and I was like, what?
Well, nothing happened with that.
The finale? Seriously?
Seriously. I can't even be mad about it anymore because what's the point? It's just not a satisfying twist and I have to get over it, okay? Well, we'll get to it. I think there are some satisfying things.
There are some satisfying options.
We'll talk about that at the end.
And let's just hope.
Yeah.
Let's just keep hoping, guys. Okay, starting from the top.
Well, Gavin's sad. He's a sad guy.
He
feels
actually
bad about
felt,
Ron.
you know, like he had to separate.
Yeah.
He liked Ron or
Yeah.
had good feelings towards Ron.
Right. So
but knew for the game he needed to make this
He needed to do it, but he's feeling a little guilty about that. Well, now Rick is having to explain this idol situation, and he's saying, it just showed up in my bag. It was from Extinction Island.
All of those, including us, who have been like, he's not making great game moves or decisions.
Yeah.
This was actually a smart decision.
It was.
Try to deflect and make it sound like it came from Edge of Extinction.
Right.
It's not a bad idea.
Right. The only person who's really suspicious of this is Lauren, right?
Of course, because she knows
she
can
has
find
an idol.
idol.
Yeah. Because Rick's strategy is like, I don't want them to think that there are idols here on the island.
So go looking. Right.
Because then they'll look. But Lauren's like, you guys.
Right.
No.
So that's his first story that we hear him saying, you know, I just anonymously, it was given to me. I don't know who it's from.
I can't explain it.
I just got it.
Well, now Aurora's feeling good about this tribal
the first
situation.
Time she's been included, guys. It went the way she wanted it to. She's got an alliance.
Finally.
Living on top of the world.
Yes, right. So she's feeling great.
Now we see Rick in the middle of the night looking for an idol, up first thing in the morning looking for an idol.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we've seen this before, you guys.
Hello.
The person who does that will find them.
They will find the idol.
That's just how this game works, right? And all of those people have watched this show before.
Yeah.
We see them sitting at camp talking about how maybe they should follow Rick.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
All right.
Lauren does go find him
to
say,
listen,
I know.
I'm onto you.
I know you
did not get that from Extinction, dude. And he's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I definitely got it from Extinction, Lauren.
They have a little chat.
And you're thinking, great, Lauren found him. She's going to keep her eye on him, right? No.
No, she's too busy eye-rolling the fact that he won't admit this lie, and off she wanders.
And then literally, Rick takes like 5 steps and finds an idol.
Lauren, you left him. I put this on you, girl.
Yeah, sorry.
You walked away.
Yep.
And you allowed him to find this.
And listen, we've seen it in the comments from some of you guys saying Rick is giving off serious Ben vibes, and this is only strengthening that because he plays an idol, he turns around and he finds an idol. This may just happen for the rest of the season.
He said, I'm working harder than everyone else. And at that moment, yes, he was.
Yeah.
So within the first 7 minutes, my heart goes out to all the people who don't like Rick.
I know.
Because we know, boom, well, there we go.
Yeah, if you're not a Rick Devens fan, this is a tough few episodes to watch because he is just winning this game right now.
But hey, we give him credit.
Yeah.
He was out there, he found it. That's how you play this game.
That's right. So now we go to the reward challenge.
We see Aurora take the lead at first. Yeah. And then we also see Lauren and Julie struggling. Like, Lauren can't even get this ball.
Right. Julie keeps tripping over the ropes.
They seem to have a hard time with it.
Uh-huh.
But ultimately, Gavin wins.
Gavin wins again. Another win, yes.
But you know, you always have to choose some people when it's the reward.
Right, and it's an important strategy moment, okay? Yeah. So he picks Victoria
first and says,
you know, I gotta base this on who's the hungriest.
Yeah, she hasn't had a reward and needs some food.
Right.
Great, makes sense.
Then he picks Lauren, and that does not go over well.
That one doesn't compute as well. I mean, we're used to Lauren starving.
Yeah, right.
But she has had a recent reward.
And Aurora's kind of like...
Technically...
Ooh. And Jeff is like, I see some reactions going on from the crowd here. What's going on?
And Rick doesn't miss a beat. He's like, well, seems kind of odd. Aurora has been on a reward just like Victoria.
Yeah, and Julie's like, it feels like it should have been Aurora going on this reward. And Aurora's like, I'm just hungry.
Yeah.
So that was...
Which honestly, Aurora competes so well.
Yeah.
And being hungry.
How?
Same thing with Lauren, like we just kept saying, like she's almost there and starving.
And starving, right.
These girls are amazing. Okay, Side note.
So Gavin's getting a little heat, but they go off on their reward and they, you know, talk strategy as you do on reward. And they, of course, decide Rick is our target.
Obviously.
And Julie's our plan B.
Julie would be an easy plan B. Makes sense. Although we do see Lauren to camera be like, oh, I don't know.
I like Julie.
Kind of like Julie.
I mean,
keep Julie around.
That's code for I think I can beat Julie, so I want to keep her to the end. But she likes Julie in the moment.
Hey, that's smart, Lauren.
Yeah, right.
That's some thinking right there.
Right. Well, then they go back to camp, and Victoria's immediately in damage control mode with Aurora. She's like, girl, we are still in this together. Don't even think about it. This alliance is strong.
So sorry you didn't get to eat, but hey, nothing's changed. The four of us still
We're
Final
good.
Four, like all about it.
Yep.
So Aurora obviously does feel on the outs now. She went from like top of the world to back to where I've always been. But she's got to stick with this four.
It's her best shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we go to Edge of Extinction.
Edge of Extinction. This is where I'm like, great, someone's coming back. What are we
This is
gonna
the
do?
moment. Yes, right.
No.
It's just letters that they wrote to themselves.
Okay, great.
Okay, fine.
Good for them. I'm sure it really helped them get some motivation.
You're gonna get back in the game.
Back in this game.
The only person we don't see anything from is Kelly Wentworth, which is interesting if you're looking at this from like an edit perspective.
Right. But the person who gets the most...
Good old Reem.
Our queen of
the
the
Queen
Edge.
of Extinction Island.
She actually might have had some realizations.
She had an aha moment.
And like
she snapped out of it, right?
It only took her 30-something days of just sitting on an island.
Yeah.
Complaining to everybody else.
Yeah, and yelling at people.
She said she'd been so focused on going out first, which I get it. That is a rough pill to swallow. But
she didn't really realize
this letter was like, oh, hey, I am a survivor.
I am a survivor. Great. I love it.
Okay.
Any Reem content, I'm here for it.
I just have to pause here and talk about, if we look back at the footage of Edge of Extinction, and we've kind of touched on a few different videos about what's the story? Who comes back and what's their story?
Right.
I'm starting to think Reem's the one with the story.
Listen.
My head would explode if she were the one coming back. But if we look at editing and footage,
so much talk about being the first out. There's a clip every single week.
Every cut from Edge of Extinction.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the queen.
I'm just throwing that out. Here we are on a platter. Here it is.
Yes, right. So we go back to camp, okay? Now Rick is in I'm gonna mess with everybody mode because he's found another idol. He's feeling bulletproof, right? So he's just leading people on wild goose chases all over the island, acting like a fully crazy person.
Acting the fool, for sure.
Yeah.
But, okay. Again, some people are like annoyed by his acting all crazy, don't think he's funny, but I do understand the strategy behind it.
Me too.
You know you're at the bottom, you know you're the target, no one will talk to you or want to work with you.
Just drive them nuts.
If you can make them paranoid and off their game, that's in your benefit.
Yes, and they're all frustrated and rolling their eyes and they don't want to be following Rick around.
Yeah, but they're chasing him around, looking for him because that's what they have to do. Yeah. And it's distracting and that's good for him.
And it's too late, guys, because he already found the idol. So you're wandering aimlessly now.
It's too late.
Well, we go to the immunity challenge.
Okay, immunity!
Yes, and Jeff announces that it's a word puzzle, and Aurora is immediately like, no, I can't think anymore. I'm starving.
Like, here's how it's gonna go down, and all right, here we go. And I'm like, wait, where's the line of people who are coming out right now?
Where are the Extinction Island people?
They should be walking out of the forest.
Ugh. As soon as they did the overhead shot and there were only 6 platforms, I'm like, it's not happening. It's not happening this week.
This whole week, every preview that came out, every publicity shot, I was like counting.
Right.
I was like looking in the back, trying to find a mistake of someone else's head.
Looking at like reactions, like thinking that's probably the Extinction moment.
That's it. They're upset about that. No.
Nope.
We just start playing immunity.
Yeah.
And it's just the 6 of them.
That's it. And I'm thinking Rick's gonna win it. It's a word puzzle.
Well, yeah, ends with a word puzzle.
He's a physical beast. Like, how can you even beat him? But Aurora is still out there in the front of the pack. Lauren is out there in the front of the pack.
Lauren was the first lead.
Yeah.
And actually, Gavin is the last one to get up to the puzzle.
Because he did the, like, conservative approach with, you know, going over the beams. It was
too many times.
Not a good strategy for him. But it's like Devins, Aurora, and Lauren.
Yes.
Sort of racing to finish this word puzzle, and then Devins wins.
Yes, of course he does. But Aurora was right there. I know she doubted herself in the beginning, but she was almost there.
So close.
But he ain't gonna be Rick. No. Out of that group, I think he's the one that gets the puzzle. And so here we are.
So here we are. He's got the immunity necklace, and he's got an immunity idol in his pocket. I'm like, I don't know if anybody can beat him at this point.
No. But at least now the rest of the group knows we're not getting Rick out.
Yeah.
There's no surprise here.
We gotta pivot.
We gotta figure out who our plan B really is.
Well, back at camp, of course, it's Julie. They've already discussed this, and she kind of knows it. And so she's like, Rick, you want to talk? You're the only one who's going to talk to me, probably, because I know that I'm everybody else's
Rick's like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. He's grateful to have a conversation, buddy, even though Julie, like, tried to stab him in the back and make him look stupid last week at Tribal.
Was that just a couple days ago? Oh. No, let's be best friends.
Right. So they're sort of having their, like, beachside conversation, and they come up with a decent strategy of...
Well, I mean, they can't really make a plan, but they're saying Aurora.
Well, yeah, and they say, Julie, you gotta, like, pitch yourself as a better person to take to the end than Aurora.
Julie gets it. She knows this game. She's like, I have to tell them I'm easier to beat than Aurora, which is true.
So she goes to
Aurora wins challenges.
100%.
That is a great argument all day, every day. Julie and Rick are all about it. Now let's see if they can make it happen.
Yeah, so Julie goes to Lauren, we see.
We see her first.
And we already know that Lauren isn't 100% on the vote out Julie train, so she is receptive to this narrative from Julie.
Girl, I ain't voting against you.
Julie's like, you would want to sit next to me, and Lauren's like, I would want to sit next to you. You're right.
What? That's a great idea. Yeah. I would. So Lauren's not, you know, doesn't have to lie too much. She's like, yeah, let me talk to
I think I can get Gavin.
So she goes to Gavin.
Yeah. She says, Gavin, you're my number one.
Yeah, which is interesting.
I thought that was interesting, yeah.
And Gavin might be her number one, besides Julie.
Yeah.
But Gavin is just like a typical alliance member, open to your suggestion, not saying no, but he's like, cool, let's bring it to the group. And Lauren's like,
Lauren's like, I honestly would do this without Victoria, like with or without her if she's not into it. And Gavin's like, okay, I still need to let her know, because he's saying I'm close to Victoria. Obviously, his relationship with Victoria is more important than his relationship with Lauren. He's
like, but my number one is Victoria.
Right. So he goes to her and spills all the beans. And he's like, A, Lauren wants to keep Julie and vote out Aurora. And B, Lauren's ready to do it without you. FYI.
Well, that kind of seals the deal right there. Victoria's like, I definitely want to get Julie out now because that sounds like Lauren would take Julie over either of us. That doesn't work for us.
Right. So I gotta clear that out of here. We gotta get Julie out.
Right. Which is the smart decision on Victoria and Gavin's part.
Yeah.
Even though Julie is easier to beat than Aurora, when you have all of this information, Victoria and Gavin have to protect themselves.
Yeah. Then the last thing we see before we go to Tribal Council is Rick is starting to, like, formulate in his head, what show am I going to put on tonight at Tribal Council?
He alludes to us, to the camera, that he's got some things up his sleeve, and you're like, oh my gosh, he's going to play his idol for Julie.
But I'm thinking, I mean, yeah, I thought that, but then I'm like, there's no way he's playing an idol for Julie. Like, Rick will do anything to stay in this game. That would be such a weird move, to play a hidden immunity idol for someone else this late in the game.
Well, let's go to Tribal.
Yes, so here we are again. Julie is all best friends with Rick.
They're tight, y'all.
Yeah. They are together, and it's this other four, right? It's this narrative of, like, these other four think they're in control, and so maybe we got to take back a little bit of control.
Right. It starts with, like, well, Julie, are you now at the bottom? And she's like, yeah. And then we proceed to talk. The whole, basically half of this Tribal is, like, how much we want Rick out. He's literally sitting there with the immunity necklace. And they're just like, Rick's gotta go.
And
Rick's
they're
gotta
like,
go. Yeah,
he's playing an amazing game. Rick is so good. All of this in front of the jury. Every single person is just talking up Rick and how great he is.
I mean, at some point you gotta be like, y'all, zip it. Like, I know we have this like release of like, oh, I don't have to lie about it. Like, I can just say it.
Right.
But you guys are telling the jury to vote for Rick.
Right. But I did.
Cool it.
Yeah. I did love Aurora's frankness about it.
Yes.
It was not personal.
Right.
She was not getting hot-headed. She wasn't
like flustered.
She was just like, I want Devins out.
Yeah.
Devins is playing an amazing game, and if I want to win, he's got to be gone. It's that simple.
I really enjoyed everything she said.
Yeah.
She sounded smart. She sounded focused.
And like level-headed.
Like, this is just a smart game move. Like, this is just how it has to go.
Right. But it's sort of all a moot point because Rick has immunity, so why are we talking so much about
Here's
this?
the show. Rick is gonna put on a show. Okay, he starts to pull it out. And I'm like, oh no, he's doing it before.
Early, yes.
He pulls out the idol.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I got some things up my sleeve.
Hello, so I might just play this idol for my friend Julie. Just so everybody knows, Julie and I are gonna get together. I'm gonna play this idol for her, and then we're voting together for Victoria, or Gavin, or Aurora, or Lauren.
Yeah, I love that he didn't show his cards on who it was gonna be, although I think they all knew.
Yeah, right.
But yes, they're now all paranoid.
Yeah.
He just said he was gonna play it for someone else. Now again, Aurora stays level-headed and she is like, it's wrapped in the same color.
Right.
Could be, you know, she's trying to allude to like, this isn't necessarily real.
Yeah. Why would he play it for somebody else?
He might need it next week. Like, yeah, she was making all the right points. But Rick is still putting on a show and striking fear in everyone. Well, and Julie's like, thanks.
Yeah, she's like, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Great. And now what I thought was interesting was there was no whispering. Nobody got up. To me, I'm like, there must have been a plan B in place before going into Tribal, because there was no like scrambling of like, what are we gonna do? We didn't see any of that. So,
well, I guess all of the conversations of they're talking Aurora, Lauren is on board to vote out Aurora. I guess you have all of that in your head. So I at least thought Victoria and Gavin would do a little and maybe they did and we just didn't see it.
Sure.
But they go to vote.
Yeah. Jeff asks for an idol.
And Rick does not play that idol. And Julie does get a little, she's like, ooh.
Yeah. She's like, are you sure you don't want to play that for me? Are you sure?
But no, Rick's not gonna play that idol for Julie. No. Even though I was totally buying into it. I was like, oh my God. I mean, he even said, he's like, I did it for David. And I'm like, he did, okay. I mean, he's not always smart, so I'm thinking he could make a stupid decision. Yeah. Like, play it for Julie. I
mean, yes, in the moment, they really laid it on thick that maybe he was gonna play this for Julie, but like, in the end, no. Like, he's gonna keep now everybody knows he has an idol, but who cares? He's got an idol. And there's only a couple of more eliminations to go. So they read the votes, one vote for Julie from Aurora, and everybody else votes Aurora, and Aurora's like, how could you fall for reverse psychology?
Fall for this?
I'm the hungriest one here, and I have my wits about me more than anyone else. I mean, granted, she had no other choice. She has to vote for Julie. Yeah. But like, she's right. Like, you guys are dumb to fall for this. To believe that Rick is actually going to play an idol for somebody else this late. I was shocked that Aurora's gone, and now, I'm going to be honest, I kind of want Aurora back. Because I think Aurora is the only other person who's getting any kind of a possible winner's edit. Rick is far and away the front runner to win this game. Right. But I think if Aurora comes back, just based on this Tribal, and I know a lot of people don't like Aurora. She is not a popular
Well, a lot of people don't like Rick.
And true, right. But like, just those moments that we got from her, this Tribal Council, that like straightforwardness about why Rick needs to go, it just was like, she's the most clear-headed out of everybody here, potentially.
It is kind of a good battle.
Yeah.
Because she's so good with challenges. Yeah. She's athletic. She does seem smart. She's direct. Yeah. She's just been on the wrong side. Like, no one wanted to work with her for so long. Yeah. And she kind of got a mean girl edit there for a while. Yeah. This Tribal, it would be awesome to see her and him battle it out because they both want to take each other down.
They've both been going at each other, for weeks now. And her story is so interesting just because she hasn't really been able to form a meaningful alliance all season, and she's been a target for so many weeks, and yet here she still is. So how great would it be if Aurora came back from Edge of Extinction and then it's like kind of down to those two who were both eliminated and now they're both like challenging each other for the win. I think that'd be a great story.
I wouldn't hate that at all. Here's my question.
Okay.
Had Victoria and Gavin thought, let's call his bluff and see.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that could have happened? They would have voted Julie. So that's 2 votes for Julie.
Yeah.
Plus Aurora, that's 3 votes for Julie.
It would have been a tie, Aurora and Julie.
And it would have been a tie, and he plays an idol for Julie, and Aurora still goes. Why did they really have to change their vote? And then had he not played it, like he didn't,
then
we would have had a tie.
And then how would the votes have gone?
I mean, I don't know how a tie gets broken at this point. To me, it was almost worth going to, but maybe Gavin and Victoria thought ahead and said it's not worth going to Rocks for a tie.
Yeah.
We don't really care. Let's get rid of Aurora. Maybe that's the bottom line.
Yeah, they were like, this is the path of least resistance, and ultimately we want to get Aurora out eventually, so I guess why not now?
Obviously, Aurora takes the torch and heads to Edge of Extinction.
Yeah, she's ready for that. And then in the tease for next week, it says Extinction's happening. It has to, because it's the finale.
It's the finale. So, there's literally no more time.
Right. And we see Jeff say, like, you all have the same goal. You have to beat everybody else. One person is going to come back. Let's talk about who we think makes the best story. I already think Aurora.
We have a great pitch for Aurora.
Yeah.
I think Ron... I don't want to see Ron come back, I don't think. But because he's so recent, it would be fine.
Right.
We don't have to worry too much.
I think,
you guys, the Reem edit.
Listen.
I mean, it would be a shocker if she won the challenge.
Yes.
But there might be other things that come in play. Do they vote? I don't know. But edit-wise, I'm now almost nervous that Reem is coming back.
Because in this final scene, again, in this episode, Reem and Aurora never interacted on this game, but Reem is the one we see talking to Aurora. She is the queen of Extinction, okay?
She's
stranger things have happened.
Committee, that's for sure.
I do not think it's likely, but stranger things have happened.
But I'm starting to get concerned. Okay.
The only other thing that I think is satisfying is one of the returners, right? But we just...
we've all said, like, Joe's the one to beat. He is the clear choice to win any competition. And if he comes back, awesome. I think everyone who was on Comma originally has to vote for him. So he could easily win if he came back this late in the game. They owe it to him. If Kelly comes back, if David comes back, if Aubrey comes back, I think that they don't need a lot of editing because we know them.
We know them,
I would say that Chris and Eric are probably not coming back.
I would say War Dog's not coming back.
Julia, she's barely been in any edits.
Right. So I really think it's returners, Reem, Ron, or Aurora coming back.
Yes. And honestly, any of them are fine.
Yeah, right. Because I just want someone to come back.
Yeah, and I don't know how, now that it's the finale, I really don't know how it all plays into, like, how we get to a final tribal.
Right.
And it messes with our final 3 and who's going to win. So, like, I can't even... I have no idea.
Right. I think Rick is frankly looking forward to someone coming back from Extinction, unless it's Aurora probably. But he in Tribal was like, I mean, next week we got someone coming back and that's going to change everything. So it might be a 3 versus 3 situation next week, and he might be right depending on who it is.
Look, I've loved this whole season, even though this twist is annoying me at the end. But still, great season. I'm super excited for this finale.
Yeah, same.
However it goes down, I'm pretty on board with almost any winner, to be honest.
Yeah, but we want to know what you guys think. Who do you want to see come back from Extinction? Who's going to make the best story?
And who are you rooting for to win? Do you care who wins? I'm kind of ambivalent at this point, but I'd love to hear what you guys think.
Yes, let us know what you think, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.